Hi, this is Isabella Breda, the editor-in-chief of the Echo, Cal Lutheran's student newspaper. Cal Lutheran's on-campus preschool, which provided university employees childcare at a discounted rate, has been closed for 1 year. Our reporter, Christer Schmidt, got the chance to connect with Ryan Van Omeren, the Associate Vice President of Planning and Services, about the state of the preschool. Welcome, Christer.
Hi, I'm a reporter for the Echo newspaper. I'm Christer Maxine Schmidt, and I did an article on the Fredrickson Family Early Childhood Center.
Yeah, so can you tell us a little bit about the role of the Fredrickson Family Early Childhood Center, at Cal Lutheran?
I mean, essentially, the Early Childhood Center over there is just a preschool mostly for staff and faculty at the school, with some community members that are outside of those designations also using the facility.
Okay, cool. So it's maybe Thousand Oaks area community as well.
Yeah, it's like I know when they say some of the people that are community members, it'd be people that live over in the senior living home that might have grandkids they watch, or other people that live on campus that are just affiliated with the university in one role or another.
Okay, and is there any benefit that's unique to university employees?
Well, normally the university employees would get I forgot where I put the number here, 30% discount. So normally they get a pretty substantial discount on tuition to the preschool for their kid.
Yeah, and so in your article you write that the preschool's been closed for about a year. So as professors and staff are returning to campus, will their kids be able to return to the preschool?
I mean, it sounds like not currently, no. It sounds like there's pretty much no plans to reopen it until COVID has gotten better as it is, and the restrictions have changed. And it really doesn't sound like they have much of a contingency plan right now for the people working at the preschool or where they're going to send their kids while they're here.
Okay, and so you mentioned that there's a 30% discount. Now, do faculty and staff have any sort of stipend to apply somewhere else since they can't bring them to the Cal Lu preschool?
I mean, currently it sounds like there's no stipends really being considered. Van Ommerman told me that basically due to budgetary issues, pretty much everything involving the preschool is just kind of out of the question right now.
Okay, so you're saying there's a couple issues here. It's both budgetary issues because of budget shortfalls from COVID-related issues.
Yeah.
But also, is there anything to do with the safety of reopening?
Yeah, I don't honestly. They didn't sound like they were very confident in being able to keep it open, to be honest, from the brief bits I got. And I was directed over to a document called the COVID-19 Childcare Programs and Providers Guidelines, which was given by the state of California from Gavin Newsom. And I read through those guidelines a bit, and the restrictions are very, very rigid. And I guess they just don't feel safe enough doing that, on top of it being a budget issue. Okay. So I guess those two things kind of compounded.
And what are some of the issues with trying to create a safe space in the preschool, COVID-wise?
Well, I mean, as far as small children go, small children are not always going to listen to mask rules. They're not going to be apt to listen to social distancing because, they're small children. Small children are gross. They get their hands over all the toys. It's a shared environment. There's not a lot you can do to sanitize that when it's a bunch of small children who really don't know any better. I mean, it's way different than dealing with grade schoolers where they're old enough to know better than that. Toddlers don't have any idea what they're doing. So, and then you're putting that on a very small number of employees, and since they can't even afford to have extra employees right now, I guess they just figured they can't do it.
Right. And what do we know about those employees? What is their status right now?
I didn't get much information about them, but it sounds like they're all furloughed. So, I don't know, I guess they're kind of in limbo right now.
Do we know anything about when it possibly could reopen?
Got absolutely nothing. They have told me that it's all based on when the restrictions ease up. So it's all going to be down to when California starts allowing for normal preschool operations, basically. So it's probably going to be a while from now, honestly.
Yeah, and so just last week, university employees started being vaccinated. So they got their first dose, pushed 3 weeks in the future, then they'll get their second. Maybe things will start to reopen at a slower pace, but our county is currently still in the purple or the most restrictive tier. We were looking like we might move into red either this week or next, but I saw that the case counts and hospitalizations sort of plateaued instead of going down in the way that everyone's expecting. So future is kind of unknown.
Yeah, it's all just really uncertain. I think with this, especially in regards to the preschool, because like even with the rest of campus opening, I don't think they see a way that they can do it safely, nor do I think they have the funds. And so I think potentially the COVID piece is possibly just part of an excuse because of the fact that they just don't have the budget for it right now.
Right.
But it brings into question what faculty and staff are going to do about childcare in the meantime.
Yeah, and on top of that, we did see that there was a 20% decrease in undergraduate applications for the upcoming fall 2021 semester. So there might be more cuts coming, and who knows if the preschool is going to be a priority in terms of reopening.
I mean, this is just speculation at this point, but I'm on the belief point that it's going to be one of the last things to reopen on campus, just based on my discussions with other people about other stuff reopening and the discussion I had about this one. Like, it's absolutely does not seem like a priority from what I could tell.
Yeah. Yeah, well, thank you so much for your reporting and your time, Christer.
Oh, thank you.
Here's what else you need to know this week. There is a new online forum for students to report their remote learning experiences. Our reporter, Malcolm Van Halen, has the story. Next thing you need to know this week. Cal Lutheran Academic Services is reorganizing how students can access academic advising and aim to give students more support. Student success counselors will now help students to make sure every box is checked as they progress toward graduation, while faculty advisors will solely help students with issues related to their majors. Our reporter, Madison Morin, has the story. All of the news discussed in this podcast can be found at cluecho.com. Thanks for listening.